Regina's world changed forever when her beloved father passed away, leaving behind a legacy of love and a peculiar inheritance that would change her life's journey. Her siblings laughed at her for it, but none of them expected what would happen next. In the midst of her grief, Regina sat next to her siblings in the lawyer's office with her father's beloved cat on her lap. It was a beautiful tabby named Oliver, who had been their father's faithful companion for years. As the lawyer read the will, a bittersweet moment unfolded. It was revealed that the youngest daughter, Regina, was entrusted with Oliver's care. Her eyes sparkled with a mixture of joy and sadness, appreciating the connection she had with her father through this precious feline companion, but still unable to comprehend the reality of his sudden death. However, the reactions of her siblings revealed a different story. Regina's siblings, once close and supportive, could not comprehend the significance of inheriting a cat. Laughter and disbelief echoed through the room as they teased Regina, not understanding the bond she shared with Oliver. They made snide remarks, unable to comprehend the deep connection Regina cherished. "You're really going to devote your time and effort to a cat? I can't help but find that amusing." "Well, good for you then, for wanting to take care of that flea ball, Regina," her sister Lorraine said in a demeaning tone. "I, for one, can't deal with all that cat hair in my villa, and you know Armando wouldn't want me to bring that cat into our house. He'd have a fit if the cat pooped and peed on the expensive carpet we just imported from Turkey. Do you know how much we paid for it?" Before Lorraine could start bragging about her newly purchased carpet, her older brother Robbie interrupted her and said, Yeah, nobody cares about your damn carpet, Lorraine. But I don't get you, Regina. Why would anyone consider a cat something worth inheriting? You're clearly the best person for the job. I'd love to help, but you know, kids have allergies. Besides, our house would already be too crowded as it is with the 5 of us. Why would we want a frumpy old cat? I guess you hit the jackpot, sis." But Regina, ever gentle, recognized the depth of her father's love in this furry bundle of joy and was determined to show her siblings that Oliver's presence was a gift beyond measure. "I'll gladly take care of Ollie. He's the last thing I have that reminds me of the time I spent with Dad. I'm surprised you don't see it that way." After the lawyer finished reading the will, Robbie and Lorraine left the meeting empty-handed. They literally had nothing left to inherit except Oliver and the house, which would be sold to pay his father's medical bills. As they left the office together, the 2 older siblings looked at Regina one last time. "Good luck with your special inheritance, sissy," Lorraine said as she walked out laughing. Now that Regina no longer had to care for her father, she channeled all her energy into her true passion, writing. For the next 9 months, Regina continued to pour her heart and soul into stories that captured the essence of her beloved cat, Oliver. Every morning, after that dreadful day at the lawyer's office, she would get up, make herself a cup of coffee, and fix Ollie a bowl of milk. Then she would sit behind her laptop and say, "What shall we write today, Ollie?" Writing became Regina's sanctuary, a realm where she could escape judgment and recover from the loss of her father. Every word she wrote on her blog, called Positively Oliver, was a testament to her love for Oliver and a tribute to her father's memory. Nights turned into early mornings as Regina honed her craft. She wrote tirelessly, driven by her passion and desire to share the magic of her feline companion with the world. It wasn't long after that, Regina's captivating stories found their way into the hearts of cat lovers everywhere. Her unique perspective and the magic of her storytelling brought joy, laughter, and even tears to those who embarked on the adventures of Oliver and his feline friends. As his website and YouTube channel began to gain a lot of attention, his subscribers began to frequently ask him to publish a book about Oliver, telling him they would gladly buy it if it became available. "What do you think, Ollie? Should your stories appear in a book?" he said to the elderly cat, who meowed as if in agreement with the proposed idea. With no intention of ever capturing her stories in a book, Regina finally mustered the courage to venture down this path. But her journey was not without obstacles. She faced countless rejection letters from publishers, but Regina's spirit was unwavering. With each rejection, Regina dusted herself off and sent her stories to new publishers, knowing that someday her stories would find their rightful place in the world. Her perseverance and resilience were unmatched, for she always remembered her father's loving words, "Never give up." Meanwhile, her siblings remained unsupportive of her writing. At every family event, they would address her case and question her about her future. One such occasion was when Robbie's son turned 5. Dreading going to her nephew's party, Regina still wore a pretty blue dress and a smile as genuine as a fake diamond. She really didn't want to go, but she loved her nephew and promised she would come. At the party, Lorraine and her husband Armando gave her a hard time. Lorraine said, "Does old Ollie still inspire you to write children's stories? When are you moving out of Dad's house? You know Armando already has a buyer lined up. Dad's medical bills won't pay for themselves." Armando joined in and said, "Listen, Regina, I know you love your little blog, but that's not really a career. How long will you chase this dead-end dream of yours? Do you really think people want to read cheesy cat stories? You can always join me in the real estate business. You know I make a lot of money. Have you seen our new Mercedes outside yet?" As Robbie walked past the trio standing in the hallway of the house holding the birthday cake in their hands, he couldn't help but overhear their conversation. Adopting a serious tone, he uttered the following words. "You know, he's right, Gina. You're getting too old for that stupid dream of yours. It's time to wake up and get a real job." And just as Regina was about to give them a piece of her mind, the guests started singing happy birthday to the birthday boy. After cutting the cake, Regina wished her nephew a happy birthday, kissed him goodbye, and immediately left the party. Once again they had ridiculed her, and she was determined to prove them wrong. After a few weeks, Regina maintained her silence towards her brothers, ignoring their attempts to apologize through numerous messages. Even with her supposedly sincere messages, they still didn't believe in their younger sister's talent. One text message from Robbie read, "I'm sorry you were upset at Jake's party, Gina. We're just trying to look out for you. I know Dad was your biggest fan and you are trying to accomplish something in his honor, but it's been months since his death and you have to start thinking about your future at some point and get your own place. Armando got a very good offer on the house. We need to sign the papers." Calling me when you've calmed down with a voicemail from Lorraine was even worse. "I love you, sissy, but you're an adult. Start acting like one. Not everyone can be J.K. Rowling. If you change your mind, call Armando. You can start by being his assistant. Call me." Then one day, Regina invited her brothers over for dinner. Thinking she was finally ready to take her advice, Robbie and Lorraine accepted the invitation. Sitting at the end of the table, Regina said, "Thank you for all your advice and for offering to help me, but I won't need it." Surprised by her sister's response, Lorraine was furious and wanted to explode, but Regina interrupted her. "Let me finish. I made the offer for the house." Unable to take Regina seriously, her siblings began to laugh. "With what money?" Robbie said. "My money," Regina replied with a big smile on her face as she handed him a check for $100,000. It was an advance she had received from a publisher who was captivated by Regina's charming storytelling and the depth of her characters. Regina's stories were to be published in a series of children's books, a dream she had nurtured since she was a little girl. She knew her father would have been proud of her. With her share of the house and the down payment, she was able to make the down payment on the house and pay her father's medical bills. Her siblings were surprised because none of them saw this coming. He eventually earned their respect, and they never questioned his talent again. What was your favorite part of the story? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you next time.